Hey everyone, welcome back to PFW Esports here for the first time in the spring semester for Rocket League specifically. Today's an interesting schedule. For the first time ever, Rocket League's doing their first best of 3, and we are entering the new Swiss bracket formula here in NACE, so it's going to be pretty new for us. A lot of new faces to see, a lot of new challenges to conquer here compared to last season. If you remember anything from last season, we're looking for some redemption here. Let's get right into game number 1 here against Atlantic University. This should be a pretty comfortable win for Purdue for a win here, and almost a close shot by Okajuro and Shrike looking to finish it off. Atlantic University, a team that's averaging, I think, around Diamond 3. Compared to our GC1 average here, the Swiss format's bringing a lot of new faces, which means greater rank disparity. So I'm hoping for us, this looks like a comfortable win. Good kickoff here for PFW. Zane looking to get something done here. This looks like one Atlantic University player is AFK. I'm not really sure what that's about, but we'll see what's happening here. Okajuro trying to go in for a finishing shot here. Won't be able to get it down, but Shrike might be able to score that in, and he does. 2-0 for for PFW against Atlantic University. Pretty interesting match so far. I noticed that someone wasn't moving, a little concerning there, but hopefully everything's okay. Let's move on to our third kickoff here in a little over 30 seconds. Exactly what do you want to see from PFW? A team that this semester is looking to become a bit more mechanical. Zane tries to beat it over 1, gets it to Shrike here. Shrike Tries to hit the ball, but won't make contact there. Little good attempt there at a pass. Oh, unfortunately, a back wall miss. Insane won't be able to read that. Shrike trying to pass it off the back wall, won't be able to get any contact on it. Okujuro gonna go and grab this corner boost. A little double commit there from PFW, but they're still looking comfortable. They're still looking fine. You know, sometimes double commits, they happen. But let's see what Midtone here does. Tries to get over Shrike, but Shrike plays the high. Trying to go for another touch here off the back wall, be able to get it. Zane. Unfortunate pogo off the corner there means he can't get back to the ball like he'd like. Okujuro trying to take that mid boost, securing it for his team. Shrike looking to get this over one player. Won't be able to get a flip reset or anything to get that over him. Okujuro, nice try on the shot there. Unfortunately met by Atlantic University. Midtone tries to get over to his teammate, and his teammate gets a really good flick off, and this looks almost a little threatening. See if they can get the save. Good save into the corner there from Shrike. Zane trying to follow this up here. But unfortunately, a free ball is given to Atlantic University. And a shot. 0 miles per hour shot there, realistically, goes rolling into PFW's net. I'm not really sure what happens here. Shrike having to take too many 50s because Atlantic University gets one free ball and the team's not back in time to challenge that properly. We see this happening a lot in practice and in last season too. And it's something that PFW needs to fix on their defense if they want to secure the grand finals this time around. Shrike trying to receive a pass from Okujuro. Unfortunately, doesn't touch the ceiling here like he'd hoped. Unfortunate touch from Atlantic University here. Oh, even more unfortunate touch from PFW. Another double commit going through. A lot of ping pong going on in this match so far. Yeah. XYV Lage here, sending that ball forward, trying to get anything to happen. Shrike trying to slow it down, trying to get some control here. Zane, a little awkward, a little caught out, and tries to just go for the ball instead. But see what happens here. Okujuro gets a good 50 out to the midfield, but nobody's there. Shrike gets it around one. Not a comfortable looking shot, I'll be honest. This is something that, against teams like this, should be attacked way faster. That's a really good 50 from Okujuro, and no one's there to receive it that quickly. So we'll see if they can clean this up here in the next few minutes, but this is looking a little closer than I'd like. But PFW still hopefully feeling confident, ready to go here. Okujuro trying to take that shot bottom left, won't be able to make it. Martex trying to get a touch around, but won't be able to make contact again after he touches the back wall. Midtone trying to get anything done here, but passing it back to his teammate is going to be the best play possible. Zane, nice run on the challenge. Okujuro's up next. Does make contact, but it's still in their favor. Shrike will not be able to make contact on this early, going back deep. And Zane's boost does get stolen here, so let's see how defense is being played. Rolling or bouncing ball in the corner here. Okujuro there to collect, but oh, boost on PFW. We said a double commit happens at the worst possible time. Shrike needs to try and clean this up. Goes for a fake challenge. Martex does agree to the challenge there, and it does end up being in Atlantic University's favor. Another double commit save here. Okujuro trying to get a touch, but it almost wasn't needed at all, and that wasn't being communicated. Shrike, 100 boost, tries to get a possessive touch, gets one, looks for a flip reset, gets it around two. Tries to get that corner, but won't be able to. And yet again, another 50 rolls right back into PFW's side. Okujuro, great 50 there, a very classic 50 coming from him. Zane, I'm liking the challenges in the air, but it just is a little too slow, a little too unpredictable on what's going to happen. Shrike trying to get any possession here. Gets it off the back wall into the midfield, but another challenge that he's not able to meet. Okujuro, good 50, but unfortunately that second touch won't be in his favor again. Midtone and the other player, which I'm already forgetting the name of. There's a lot of X's in this lobby. Are just double committing there. A lot of double commits this match, but to be fair to Atlantic University, they are playing far more consistent than I'd hoped PFW would be. Midtone tries to get this out mid, gets a decent 50, but unfortunately does go back in his corner with no teammate there in sight. Shrike tries to get that mid, does get make contact with Zane there. Okujuro needs to turn on this, and he does. Now Shrike looking to have to make a crazy save here. That ball was just going straight in. And with that, PFW wins game one of this best of three. Traditionally, we play best of fives, but here we're expecting a far shorter series length. So we'll see what happens here once this ball goes down. Game one, a little shaky. A little shaky game for game one here. I told them that I want them to be confident in their mechanics. And it looks like, they were trying to make plays, but again, it seems like in these matches, they're their own worst enemy. So game two, I'm hoping that they clean up on the defense. I wasn't expecting a goal to be scored, and that's not a bias for PFW. That's how Rocket League usually works with gaps of this size. Unfortunately, just not being able to make contact on those 50s that are so important, time and time again, is going to cause them to be on our side very often. Offense is looking fine. Sometimes players aren't being there, but Atlantic University is playing this really well. They're staying really concise and connected to each other. They're looking for each other and making plays. It's a question about speed. And if we aren't there, Atlantic University has a chance to win this next game here. So let's see what happens as we load in the next 10 seconds or so into game two. Here we go. Loading in very shortly here. A very long pause for some reason. I'm not sure what that was about. But game two, like I said, I'm hoping for speed. I'm hoping for confidence. And I'm looking for dominating 50s. Something that is very hard in Rocket League, but something everyone, I think, is capable of doing. So let's see if they can make that happen here. And I'm hoping that during that match time, Team Captain Shrike was telling that to his team. Already starting off with a crazy pre-jump here from PFW's side. And it looks like it's going to be in PFW's favor, but unfortunately no one's going to be there on the mid side. Shrike gets a really easy save here for him. Ooh, good challenge by Martex, trying to make sure that Zane doesn't get a good challenge. Or at least a good clear. Okujiro flips it over one. Unfortunately, Zane just speeds up the play a little faster than he needed to. Okujiro was perfectly fine on his own there, but a little bit of miscommunication clearly is affecting the team here. Okujiro, good 50. This is going to be collectible by PFW. However, XYV Lage here says no. And a good bump from Midtone causes us to go 1-0 in a minute into the match. Not what I was expecting at all. This is not the thing you want to see. Midtone, amazing bump on a Shrike there. The only defender left. The question is, why is he the only defender left all the time? What can we do to improve these 50s? Okujiro looking to play this ball next year. Gets a good touch around Zane. Needs a 50 that high. Gets a demo instead. That's perfectly okay. But this ball needs to be saved here. Okujiro, good touchdown. Needs to stay onto the ball here. Shrike getting bumped by his own teammate too. But seems like it's going to be okay. He's going to have to play a squishy save here. Now someone needs to challenge that ball first, and it's just too awkward. No one's able to jump for the ball. Everyone's waiting to play the best touch, and it's leaving everyone in such an uncomfortable position. And the thing is, none of these plays are that threatening. 2-0 for Atlantic University here. Like I said, if PFW doesn't clean this up, Atlantic University are playing well enough to actually upset this team. Good kickoff here, but unfortunately the cheat's a little slow. Martex gets a really good clear onto the back wall. Good save by Zane. Now Okujiro needs to try and get this out. Unfortunately won't be able to. Contested on the corner. Now gets a good clear onto the right side. Will anyone be there to meet it? Zane goes up for the ball. Unfortunately won't be able to make contact on it. Now Shrike trying to play 50, but unfortunately 50's it onto his net. Okujiro there to receive, but they're getting boost starved very hard. Throughout this entire series so far, it just seems like they don't have much boost at all. Seems like they're getting very trapped on bad 50s and trying to overcommit onto the next save, which is causing these problems. Okujiro left to shadow defend a 1v2, but gets a good read on the flick. Zane gets an own goal. Now, it looks bad, but we have a tradition here at PFW Esports. If Zane own goals, we're going to win. And I'm feeling hopeful about it. So let's see here if they can clean up a 3-0 in the next 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Good kickoff, very dominating kickoff here. Lage gets a really good touch off it, but no one from AU is going to be able to receive it. Zane not able to make contact on that ball. Okujuro needs to get a good read here. Unfortunately, won't be able to. And this demo is going to cause another goal to almost go through. Okujuro is going to have to collect that. That's really scary. Not what you want to see. 0 boost here for PFW almost. Shrike gets a good demo, but again, these balls are not easy to touch. Tries to pass it over to Zane, but these plays are so awkward. They're not giving each other enough space to make plays happen. Good pre-jump here. Goes straight mid. Shrike takes that shot to the left. Good 50 from Okujuro there. Great pass. Great play. And that's what needs to keep happening in offense. And the offense isn't the thing to doubt with PFW. It's the defense. And it's very clear that if they want to win this series, they cannot be playing defense. They have to get dominating 50s. They have to push the ball forward at all times. They need speed. They need momentum. Almost a fantastic shot from Okujuro there. Almost better that it doesn't go in, though. Leads to this play right here. Shrike slotting that right down the middle. 3-2 for PFW. Really good play here. AU not able to make contact with the bouncing plays. Or bouncing ball happening kind of everywhere by their net. 3-2. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. The kickoffs have been looking good, but not this one. Back right for Shrike here. Now someone needs to go for this. Shrike gets a good touch to the left. Martex is going to have to collect this back to his side. Both his teammates did commit on their half. Let's see what happens here. Zane, last one left to defend. That's a little open to Okujuro there to cut that off really quickly. And that's the difference in speed right there. Shrike needs to look for a solo play of any kind, but AU knows what they have to do. They cannot let this ball go anywhere near PFW. Lage looking to contest against Zane here. Won't be able to. Double commit from AU. This is the chance for PFW. Goes for a demo. Won't be able to get it. Okujuro needs to pass it somewhere. Back while no one's there to defend it. Martex misses. Won't play the miss. Shrike playing off of both misses from PFW and AU to slot that top left. And just like that, in a minute pretty much, or almost 2 minutes, we score 3 goals. And that's what I'm hoping from PFW. The offense is looking fine. It looks like we're able to get that ball where it needs to go when we're on their half, but when they're on our half, it's looking a little rough here. Good kickoff for Okujuro here. Tries to get a bump there. Succeeds, but it won't amount to much. Good pass from Shrike, but unfortunately Zane not there to meet it. Good play here from Shrike. Keeping it close. No one there for him in the mid side. Zane looking for a Shrike shot. Almost gets it, actually. Gets a nice redirect off the midfield. Okujuro looking for a double tap. They're looking confident now. They're looking mechanical here. But let's see how this challenge works out for them. Demo coming out against Shrike. Zane needs to get that boost. Needs to keep playing, but unfortunate spawn there causes a double commit. And there's not much you can do about that. Shrike looking to take that ball. Zane gets actually a pretty decent fake there for Okujuro, but unfortunately the 50 just lays it back into PFW's net. 4-3, 30 seconds left. We know we can score in these situations, but the question is, do they mentally feel like they can? This is not the way they would expect this game to go. Kickoff starting here soon. Let's hope for a dominant kickoff here for PFW's side. AU gets a rolling ball. Will not be able to collect the mid or corner boost there. Good bump from Zane onto Martex. Now Okujuro getting a good toucher on one. Needs to keep this close. Needs to find this mid. Won't be able to get a wave dash out. Good 50. Midtone trying to get this out, but Zane unfortunately dives right into the play. Unfortunately won't be able to make contact. Now 10 seconds left. Shrike needs to get a flick off. Looking for demos, looking for bumps. Good 50. This might be going for mid, but mid isn't there. And with 1 second left, the ball's going to bounce. AU wins game 2. And I mentioned this in the debrief after game 1. If we don't clean up the defense, this is going to keep on happening. And I'm hoping that game 3, I'm hoping that they walk in knowing what they have to do. And it's simple. Drill the ball. There's so many times where they get a free ball and they feel like they can spend so much time, but the truth is that the more time they spend on defense, the quicker they'll get score on. And we saw that very clearly in game 2. Now game 3 entering here on kickoff, hoping for a very dominant kickoff from PFW. Oh, they're changing out their kickoff here, going same side. And it works out for them. Okujuro having to collect a pretty hard ball here, slams that over to their corner. Let's see what they can do. Martex Up in the air. Now Midtone is going to have a free shot here. Amazing save by Shrike. Stretching so hard to get that save in. And Okujiro there to follow it up here. Now, again, such a difficult situation. Shrike left alone on these double commits. And, like, AU just knows what to look for. Lage saw that double commit and knew that Shrike had to get bumped. What a no for AU. Intense kickoffs here. They know that if they want a chance to win this series, they're going to have to win these kickoffs. Zane takes possession, tries to get a 50 out. Okujiro there to collect the ball next. Shrike, good 50, but this is where the play ends for PFW. The question is, do they recognize it? Do they know the 50s they need to make here? They do. Midtone, unfortunately, receives a bouncing ball, but no boost for him means that PFW will get a free challenge here. Another double commit coming from PFW. The overconfidence in this match is causing them to commit over and over and over again. And that just simply cannot happen, and it's something that Atlantic University understands very well. You have to play one by one. You have to be the one to expect what happens next. Okujiro taking a free shot here, top down, unsavable shot. Amazing placement by Okujiro there. 2-1 for ANU, or Atlantic University. 4 minutes, very intense minute here on the pitch. Now, let's see. Can PFW close this gap? And not only close this gap, but what they're hoping to do is dominate. Something that they walked in attempting to do and just have been failing at. Another double commit. Nerves are kicking in here for PFW. Not something you want to see, especially against a team that you were expecting to walk in and win. Nice try on the bump there. Almost top right, but an own goal from Atlantic University. 2-2, 3 minutes and 38 seconds left on the clock here. Great bump from Zane. Causes that player, Lage, to make a very uncomfortable save, and that save does lead to an own goal. Very crazy angle from him, all things considered here. 2-2, let's see what happens here. Amazing kickoff for AU. Shrike up in the air. Gets a really good read on that ball there, but unfortunately no one on the back will to play off of it next. Okujiro has to jump up pretty high to get that clear out, but it's going to go nobody but AU again. Zane has to jump for this ball here. Good play. Now Shrike calls him off. Needs to play this ball. Has the better angle. Okujiro up early, trying to get this down mid for somebody. Zane there to receive it. Zane gets an amazing shot off of a great pass from Okujiro. And I love the speed from Okujiro here. Getting up so quickly into the air after Shrike's touch, knowing that someone has to follow that play up. We have to keep that ball going forward, and getting that mid for Zane is exactly what he needed to do. 3-2 for PFW, 3 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock. Nice try on the cheat 50 there, but Lay just gonna have a free shot top left. Looks like the ball made contact on the side of Zane's car here. Very, very aggressive cheat. Almost works, but the ball is placed a little too perfectly for him to read. Martax, good clear. Looks for a follow-up. Okujiro says no. Zane, great follow-up. This is what I was talking about. This is something they need to do. One by one, they have to go. Shrike, now a free ball in the air. Gets a flip reset. Won't be able to get it around one. Okujiro left in a horrible situation to play in. That's something that pros can't even defend against sometimes. Great identification by Midtone. They're noticing that they're leaving the third man in horrible 1v1s, and they're taking full full advantage of that. Zane makes the call that it's his ball. Tries to go for another touch here, but unfortunately he's going to flip a little too early for that to happen. Now Shrike left it again in a pretty annoying situation for him, but gets an amazing touch off into the mid. Now, great clear high. Okujiro trying to jump for that pretty early. Gets a really good read on it too. Okujiro back onto the play. Tries to get this mid for somebody. Won't be able to. Now, nice try on the shot here. Someone needs to score this right here. They're all low. They have no boost. Keeping this ball high, waiting for a good shot is exactly what needs to happen. Now, Okujiro, unfortunately, leaves a little too much room left open for them to have any offensive pressure, meaning that AU is going to just be back here. Bump after bump, PFW finally figures out what they have to do to get this ball back on AU's side. Nice try on the play there. The offense is looking okay for PFW. They know how to starve them. They know what kind of pressure they need. They just need a good shot, and this nice try on the good shot there. Midtone says no to Shrike here. Now Zane, free ball. And again, the gap here between second and third man is a little too big, but Okajiro needs that boost to be able to make the next play here. Decent touch from Zane, but Martax is going to be the first to read that. Shrike gets a corner. Needs to get a good play here. It's all up to make these solo plays. That's what he's known for, and that's all he's going to do here. 4 and 4, 125. Amazing play. Okajiro taking the sacrifice for against Midtone. Flip reset from Shrike into a perfect shot on the left side of the net. That's exactly what needs to happen. And that's exactly what's going to keep on happening here if PFW wants to win this. Good demo from Zane here. This is a good time to go offensive here. Nice try in the read from Shrike. Unfortunately, AU plays that a little too well. Midtone gets the ball around one. Great team pinch here. Now Okajiro gets a flip reset, goes for the double. Such a close shot from Okajiro. He's feeling mechanical. He just needs the room to show it. And now, with a minute left on the clock, Okajiro looking to step up here, looking to get stuff done. Good touches from Okajiro here. Good grab on the mid boost. Open net here, bottom right. 4-5, PFW's favor. 50 seconds left on the clock, though. We know this is losable. These guys have played enough Rocket League to know that this is a losable position, but they are the most confident they've ever been. They have to be. Rocket League's a mental game. They cannot feel down. They have to keep going here. Decent kickoff for PFW here. Midtone a little awkward on this play, just looking to play possessive. Can't get the contact on Martax. That means one player down for PFW. Now, this is a scary situation. We have to make good contact here. Zane does exactly what I'm asking him to do here. Now, Lage looking to 50 against Zane. Zane, amazing 50. Now, Shrike, 0 boost. Looking to get that shot right in. So close. Okajiro, decent touch here. If you can't shoot it, just keep it in an awkward spot for them. Lage, 0 boost. Goes for a Cuxter pinch here. But PFW here says no. Good demo from Shrike. Now, no boost here. Means that he's going to look to go back here and let his team play. Good touch. 13 seconds left. Little close on the wire. Shrike looking to increase that gap, but won't be able to. 8 seconds left. Someone has to challenge. Someone needs to go. This ball cannot get any closer onto the PFW side. Little too close. Shrike needs to get a good 50. Needs to stay on. Cannot double commit. And just like that, PFW 5 and 4 in their first best of 3 of today. A little close. The margins are very close. That's not something that PFW was looking to have happen. But I'm sure they are happy. But more importantly, I'm hoping that they're staying locked in here. So the way Swiss is going to work for Rocket League, in a few minutes, I believe we're going to find out what time they're going to play. But I do believe we're switching to League of Legends here in the meantime during this gap. So we're going to give them a break, and we'll see, depending on when Rocket League starts again, if we can catch them for Game 2 of their night. Hey all, welcome back to Rocket League here for their second game in Swiss. After the league match here, we're switching things back up to a pretty high-paced match here. Another best of 3 here. We went 1-0 against, or we are 1-0 currently in NACE. We went 3-2-1. It's the first time we're doing best of 3 in Rocket League, I'll be honest. So hearing the numbers 2-1 does not sound right at all. But we did go 2-1 against Atlantic University. And now we're playing against the Ozark Eagles here in our second match of the NACE season, Spring 2026. Let's let our players let into the lobby here. This does seem to be a bit of a higher average team rank-wise compared to what we played against last time. And while that sounds like it's going to be a tougher matchup for us, I do think that actually makes things a bit easier. The higher rank you are in Rocket League, the more consistent you get at the plays you make, which means you are more readable, actually. You know, there are SSLs who can lose against bronze. Maybe not in this game specifically, but the idea of it's there. You know, unpredictability will sometimes always beat consistency because that's not what they're expected to see. So I'm hoping here that PFW kind of gets what Ozark Eagles is going for, adapts to it, and should be able to get a pretty secure, clean win, I'm hoping. But I'm also expecting a bit of a close fight here. Main things that I have kind of told them about as their coach, these 50s, you know, we have to be very calculated about how we go for them. We can't just go and flip into the ball. We have to kind of decide where it's going and at what speed. And defensive rotations, you know, it feels like we aren't giving ourselves much time, nor are we giving each other much time to kind of play the way we want them to. So hopefully getting them into the mental idea of playing cleaner defense and keeping that same offensive pressure will lead us to hopefully getting a good win here. Looks like they're taking some time to get into this game here, but best of 3s in Rocket League, you know, they're not going to last very long. I would say 20 minutes tops here, but PFW, they're looking like they want to end this in 10 minutes. So I'm hoping that's what happens. Just to recap things that happened from our last series on Rocket League, we had really good kickoffs, actually. There's a few times that it did go into AU's favor, and that was a calculated thing on their side, I believe. But I'm hoping that we're able to kind of clock those attempts. And that's something we've been pretty good about in practice. We're able to kind of decide when someone's doing something, if they're always going for a possessive kickoff, whatever. But talking about kickoff, let's get into kickoff right here. Ozark Eagles versus PFW Mastodons. Kickoff just occurred. A decent cheat here, and Shrike already taking a first goal. Let's take a look at what happened here together. Okajiro gets a really good 50 on a Robo, and Shrike just going to drill that right in. Very standard cheat kickoff here. Not much more to say than that. I'm hoping that they get a few more of those, but Rocket League is a pretty challenging game in consistency. You never can see the same thing twice most of the time. Robo gets a good touch on the back wall, makes Shrike a little awkward, but gets a good rolling touch that no one looked to contest on the Ozark side. Zane looking to get this ball mid, gets it over one, almost a shot in actually, but not much is going to happen here. Robo just getting that out to the left to nobody here. Shrike there to receive and gets a good bump here. Okajiro just slamming that ball over to the other side. So far, a pretty straightforward game. I'm happy to see that PFW has members there. Ozark Eagles definitely doesn't have players where they should be. Titans does go for a pretty significant bang there, but won't be able to get it. Shrike staying close to that ball. Pressing against the top left. Gets it, actually. Has super glue on his car. Let's take a closer look at this. Gets a good flip reset here. It's the pop and just like pixels away from actually slamming that the way I think he may have intended to, but keeps that ball on the nose of his car, and at low boost, that's exactly what he should be doing. Great play from Shrike there, and a great kickoff here from Zane. It does go to Titan's lap, but unfortunately the ball is so awkward that it's just going to roll out to Okajiro, and Okajiro is just going to slowly roll that into the net. Yeah, that's a very hard touch to be making for Titan, so I feel for him there, but so far, 3-0 for PFW Mastodons. With a minute left, we've been in this position before. The question is, can we keep it this time? Right, gonna take that mid boost and leave it for Okajiro here. Okajiro tries to clear it out, but unfortunately, he's gonna hit that over to the left side. Strike gets a good touch out, but Okajiro is just gonna have to try and receive this. I'm noticing on Ozark Eagles side that they seem to be playing pretty slow, pretty deliberate about what they want to do, and that means that they're not gonna go for many of these challenges that other teams would be kind of going for immediately. Awkward placement for Okajiro to deal with, and Robo's going to go ahead and score that ball. Let's take a closer look at what happens. Pretty great touch from Titans, actually, neutralizing that bounce high, and instead pinching out mid for Ozark to clean up. Okajiro not expecting that, but hopefully he can brush that aside and move on with the series. A little bit of double commit coming out from Ozark Eagles here. Shrike gets one good twist flip, gets a flip reset, pops it over. Robo there to make a save. Not enough juice on the flip pop there, but still made a very threatening play. Good pass from PFW's side. Shrike just trying to get this out mid a bit more, but won't be able to. Guro, very awkward read here. Saying just try to keep this close and see if Shrike can maybe get a piece of that. Okajiro, look at him. Slam that ball top right. Not enough power to get that top right, but still as threatening as top right would be. Nice try on the challenge here. Zane. Right there. Ozark Eagles finally stepping it up a bit here, trying to get some threatening challenges going. When they are on our half, it does look like they're capable of making really solid plays, but on defense, it seems like they're looking for really slow, really calculated 50s, which PFW I do think is going to do well against. Almost a pretty cringe air dribble bump coming out from Shrike. Thankfully that doesn't go in because we at PFW Esports do not believe in air dribble bumps. Okajiro tries to get this out mid. Shrike there to receive, but unfortunate 50 does lead this over back into Ozark Eagles' hands. Okajiro, very awkward, needs a call to get off of your Zane. Trying to bounce that ball pretty far, but unfortunately mistimes that bounce. Top left cheddar coming out from Shrike, though no one's going to throw hands up for that one. Let's just take a closer look at what happens here. One player jumps. Bunny is able to maybe try and go for it, but Titans, the last one back there, is expecting a post bounce out. Shrike decides to place it in the most top left humanly imaginable. Okajiro, good kickoff here for him. Tries to get a 50, but that actually might be more favorable. Shrike makes the first bounce, takes it high, tries to get over one, looks for bumps. Zane, they're trying to finish the shot. Nice try from both of them. Okajiro needs to get any decent contact touch here, but no one from Ozark Eagles on the other half means that Shrike is going to have a pretty free ball here. Very awkward bounce means that he's going to have to take his time here. Shrike looking to bait out 50s, exactly what he should be doing in that situation. For anyone who's learning Rocket League, the biggest tip I give people is the corner is the furthest place away from the net in this game. Especially the opposing net, right? Nice shot there from Shrike, taking a completely wide open net, actually. Let's take a look at this really quick before I continue. Nice beat there from Okajiro, and a pretty tight shot here, but it's just going to hit that around top left with nobody there to defend it. But as I was saying, if you're new to Rocket League, you want to be very careful about how you're playing in the corner. If you can bait people to go in, another free ball there from Shrike. If you can bait people to go in on your corner, they won't be able to get back in time for you to do anything. They're going all in on that challenge. So if you can just be patient in your corners, you will be able to get the ball out most of the time, or at least at a better place for you. 6-1 against Ozark Eagles here for PFW. Scoreline that I'm always hoping for, but not one I was really expecting in this match. But as is tradition, game ones are always pretty rough in Rocket League. You know, you have to get acclimated to how players play. And even though we all, you know, play solo queue and just ranked and play against different players every single match, a team setting is very different. Going for Brazil here, Zane securing that Brazil. You know, game ones are pretty random. Game two, Ozark Eagles might have a gameplay strategy that could catch PFW by surprise. So even though they're 7-1 right now, they're going to have to stay composed mentally and make sure they're still calling out what's going wrong and what's going right. Nice clear here from Okajiro. Amazing pinch from Zane. Wow. Almost goes in. Zane trying to finish that shot, but it's a bit of a difficult read. Bottom left cheddar from Okajiro there to secure it. I just need to see that play one more time. Crazy clear from Okajiro into Zane, and Zane just booms that out, and Shrike there to receive it. And almost slots it bottom left, but Okajiro has him covered as always. Decent kickoff here, a little awkward for Okajiro though. This might lead into a goal here, but Robo, wow, actually slots that bottom right perfectly. We are seeing the best placement in Rocket League history right now. I thought that was completely out, I'm not gonna lie, but doesn't bounce outwards, but bounces like perfectly down the middle, which it will shoot that ball right in. That's a very rare bounce to see. But I do believe PFW and I are confident that Ozark Eagles will not be coming back here. So with 18 seconds left, wow. Yeah, with 16 seconds left, a 9-2 scoreline so far. This is going to be a very easy, secured game for PFW. And a far cleaner one. It seems like they've kind of cleaned up on those defensive mistakes they were making. And while I do still see it time to time, I do believe that tempo that Ozark is playing with, great bump there, is in PFW's favor. They're able to shut down players that give them time on the ball. And I'm liking the physicality that we're seeing here a little bit this time around. And I'm hoping that carries in the game too. But we have seen historically, if you watch RLCS, you know, you've definitely seen something like SSG versus Vitality, where they go, you know, almost this exact score line. They're scoring so many goals that they're taunting the opposition, and then they get reverse swept. It's happened. Best of threes does make it so that it's a little harder to get a reverse sweep in. PFW's at match point already. They just need one more game, and then they go 2-0 for the day. Strike here, almost scoring 1,000 points. This is a lot closer to what I was expecting in game one. So I'm happy to see that they've kind of cleaned up their act here in game two. But like I said before, and I'll say over and over and over again, game one is not anything close to what game two is going to look like. So we'll see what Ozark Eagles has in store for us. But I'm hoping PFW Mastodons keeps it consistent, keeps it patient, keeps it close. Loading into the match here, seems like we're still having issues figuring out what team players are in, but I think we're good to go now. So I'll see you on the pitch here for game number 2, and it should be in PFW's eyes, and what I hope they're thinking, match point and game win right here. Looks like the kickoff got a bit messed up there, but it's okay. Shrike hitting a pretty quick speed flip there means that he's going to be able to get to the ball. I'm not sure if I saw a kickoff strategy there or if I did see just some issues with kickoff, but it's all right. Titans Nation there is going to get a first goal of this match. Let's see what happens here. Zane a little too close to that 50, leaving Shrike in a pretty awkward situation. Shrike needs to go wide to cover that shot, but unfortunately the shot he was expecting was not the shot he was given. Brushing that aside, hopefully mentally. Okajiro here is going to try and drill that over to the side, but Bunny gets a really good clear out to the left side. Shrike has a pretty awkward ball to play, and Okajiro does get a pretty free ball here. Let's see how he plays it. It's an okay bang. Bunny is going to try and contest it, but goes for a fake instead. Zero boost, not really sure what to do with the ball there. Now Shrike has a free ball, goes for a flip reset, pops it around one. Okajiro tries to finish the shot, but unfortunately not fast enough. Zane gets it around one. Double tap angle here for Zane. Let's see if he can do it. He's been practicing. Unfortunately, makes contact, but won't be able to get that in. Okajiro needs to take this back. Needs to buy some time here for his team. Unfortunately, a bit of confusion for Ozark Eagles. Doesn't mean that this ball is going to go perfectly bottom left here. Thanks to Shrike and Okajiro. A bit of teamwork there on that 50. But yeah, those mistakes, you know, that we're seeing Ozark Eagles make is something we were doing in Series 1 that we played earlier today. So I'm hoping that they're able to see, that PFW is able to see, you know, what needs to happen against players who are making the same mistakes as us. see how we can fix it on our own side as well. Okojuro trying to slot this somewhere, but unfortunately isn't able to find an angle, so he's going to play a very awkward shot that they're not going to be able to save. Good touches around for Shrike. Unfortunately, will not get the 1v3. Zane looking to finish the shot. Oh, so close, but won't be able to get it. Okojuro looking to just keep this pressure going, and they're just being handed free ball after free ball. Ozark Eagles, as much as they want to throw a hand up, they're just too boost starved to do it. Titans Nation, the one with 100 boost there, needs to be able to be in a position to make a save. And unfortunately, driving past Okojuro isn't going to do that. 2-1, 3 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock for PFW. Another decent kick up your Shrike. It's going to try and slot that, except that is such a hard shot to make. As simple as a bouncing ball, perfectly going horizontal. Looks, it's pretty hard to shoot that from the position he's in. Nice try on the pre-jump there from Zane. Bunny saving that boost for his teammate, trying to go for this play. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like air roll is very comfortable for Bunny, meaning that ball is going to be pretty hard for him to follow. Shrike gets a good touch right to Zane, and Zane there to slot that right into the net. 3-1. They're looking confident. They're looking good. Robo gets a good touch around, but unfortunately just isn't on the right side of the ball to get a decent 50 in. Shrike should be a free ball for him here. Good pop reset around. Just needs to do it all by himself. Doesn't need his teammates there. But once you give him the mid boost, that's all you need. Four and 1, 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock here. Halfway over. Does Ozark Eagles have what it takes? Zane says no. Right off of kickoff. You know, these kickoffs have been so dominant. The cheat's always ready to go here. You can see that he trails his ball pretty much perfectly, and Robo is going to have to cover the entire net there. Another decent kickoff, Okojuro. Oh, unfortunate touch there. Goes for a pretty aggressive read, and unfortunately the ball's not as fast as you'd like. Zane, nice try on the touch, trying to pinch it higher so he can play that again, but unfortunately he doesn't pinch it straight into Robo's hands. And you can see here that the ball's not close enough to the wall to be able to get the touch he wants. So a little bit panicky there. I think if time was called, that he should be taking that time to look for a lower 50. Oh, Zane looking for a double tap. Almost goes for a psycho, though. Instead, Shrike, his turn to go for it. But unfortunately, Slam's a little too far to the side. Now, Okojuro buying some time. Good twist slip. Gets that ball around one. Needs to take that boost. A little bit of confusion on who's supposed to go for the boost there, but Okojuro and Zane figure that out. Good bumps from Okojuro. Now, Zane trying to get this ball over to Shrike. But Titans Nation is going to do that for us. Now, Shrike hits it down. Unfortunately, Okojuro isn't able to read that play. It's a little too tight and very missable. But the difference between, like, you know, I would say even SSL threes and high-level bubble/pro level threes is the amount of trust you have in what seems to be impossible plays. You know, just the amount of pre-jump you have to do in the RLCS is insane. That's why these guys are so good. And you know, these guys on the pitch, I guarantee we in total have 10,000 hours. But in RLCS, each player at minimum needs to have 10,000 hours. That's how hard this game is. And Shrike here, nice try the shot that's get contested. It does, but Shrike just slops that top right anyways. I'm loving the confidence here to go for these kinds of plays. Almost an incredible skim into the net. But maybe in about 6,000 more hours, we'll see that going the way he wanted it to. 6-2, minute 30 left on the clock here. Ozark looking a bit more promising. Gets a good kickoff goal here. That's promising for a start. 3 goals left for them to get. But PFW's offense is just so strong. You know, it's hard to do something when you're on 0 boost and you have players like Okojuro and Shrike just constantly drilling the ball, and Zane there to play cleanup on anything that touches the ground. You can't be everywhere on 0 boost, and that's why defense, in my opinion, is the hardest position to play in Rocket League. Good touch up by Zane there. Now Okojuro trying to pass that over to Shrike. Now, a little aggressive there. Won't be able to go for it. Zane going back here. Had 40 boost in his pocket, but now trying to get back. Drops all 40 of it, leaving him in a bit of an uncomfortable situation there. Good fake by Robo, actually. That's very well done if that's on purpose. PFW left scrambling a bit. Middle left on the clock here. Good touch by Robo. Okachiro there to follow up with Zane. Now Shrike just camping the back wall, letting his teammates play the game. 3 to 6, 40 seconds left. I think you'd have the confidence to kind of just do whatever you want at this point. But I've seen positions like this be lost. And I think if another goal gets scored here for Ozark Eagles, he'd be a little bit more worried. But Titans Nation trying to get this ball going. 20 seconds left on the clock here. It's going to be pretty hard to get this ball in 3 times in 20 seconds. Shrike just camping that back wall. Trying to get any clips for us to show on our social media, but unfortunately he's not clip farming hard enough for us. He's gonna have to step it up here in the next 5 seconds if he wants to be posted on social media. Here's his potential chance. Okachiro needs to get a good catch on this ball. Unfortunately, they do say no. Ozark Eagle will take the 0-2, and PFW will go 2-0. Not only in this match, but in both our series for today and in NACE. We've been in this position before. We have swept all of NACE except for our grand finals. What they're hoping to do this time is win the grand finals. And I'm hoping they have the confidence, especially with this new format, to do just that. With more games to be played throughout the coming weeks, PFW Rock League is looking to have a really good season. And so is League and all the other games we'll be playing. Later this week, we do have Valorant and Smash. So please do stay tuned for that. Those matches are going to be intense too in the beginning weeks of NACE. But until then, I'll see you guys later.